What's up guys, it's ALLDAYANTHONY and welcome back to the Civic vlog that you hopefully know and hopefully love, because in today's video, I'm giving you 5 reasons why the 90s Honda Civic is the best Civic. Let's go.
When you're on my mind, my heart beats loud.
Alright guys, welcome back to a long-awaited Honda Civic video, where today we are going over 5 reasons why the 90s Honda Civic is the most loved Honda Civic, why these Civics are on a pedestal above all other Civics, and why the car community refers to these as the golden era of Honda. So today we are going to go for a drive, throw on the GoPro, and cover these 5 reasons with 5 hard facts to back up every single one. So with that said, we're going to have fun in today's video, and if you agree with these reasons, or these resonate with you, or these made you fall in love with Civics as well, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss any future Honda Civic content. So let's throw on the GoPro and go for a drive. Alright, so jumping straight into this without wasting any more time is reason number 1. Sheer freaking numbers. The reason why 90 Civics are still the best Civics today is because of mass production. I know that sounds like a boring answer at first. Numbers? Really, Anthony? But hear me out. By the year 2000, Honda had produced over 15 million Honda Civics worldwide. 15 million! That's not a production run, that's an entire population. Honda didn't just sell Civics. Honda released a highly contagious automotive virus and somehow got away with it. Seriously, cars like the one I'm driving right now weren't rare. They were everywhere. School parking lots, apartment complexes, fast food drive-thrus, the kid in high school who somehow had 3 different Civics in 2 years despite never having a job. He was obviously selling something illegal. Your friend had one, your cousin had one, your neighbor had one, and your girlfriend probably had one too. And if she didn't, she probably left you for a guy named Kyle who drove one, who also had frosted tips and a puka shell necklace. That's just history. I'm sorry, I don't make the rules and I don't mean to bring up past traumas, but that's exactly the reason why these cars became so important, because nobody was afraid to touch them. Nobody looked at a Civic and thought,
wow, I better preserve this investment.
No, people looked at Civics and thought, I wonder what would happen if I put a turbo on this thing. And sometimes the answer was horsepower. And sometimes the answer was a connecting rod exiting the block at Mach Jesus. That's just part of the journey, but that's why this matters today. Those 15 million Civics became millions of opportunities. Opportunities for enthusiasts, opportunities for builders, opportunities for people like me to still be driving one nearly 30 years later. Most economy cars disappear, they get scrapped, forgotten, crushed into refrigerators. But enough Civics survive because Honda built enough Civics. The reason you can still find project cars, the reason why the junkyard still has these things, the 16 different questionable Honda Civics within a 20-mile radius of your house right now. All that tracks back to one thing. Honda built an absolute absurd amount of these things. And without those numbers, the community would never have happened. Long live the 90s Honda Civic. Next up is reason number 2 why the 90s Civic is still the best Civic is price. And I think that this one is often misunderstood, because when people think about Civics, they think VTEC baby, they think B-swaps, they think street racing, they think tuning culture. But before any of that happened, this thing was just affordable transportation. Back in the 90s, a Civic typically cost somewhere between $10,000 and $14,000 brand new. Adjusted for inflation today, that's roughly $20,000 to $30,000, which means Honda wasn't building a luxury car. Honda wasn't building an exclusive enthusiast car. Honda was building transportation for regular ass people. This was the automotive equivalent to a Costco rotisserie chicken. Affordable, dependable, and somehow way better than it had any right to be. And because these cars were affordable, people actually were able to buy them, unlike many of the cars today. And once people got their hands on them, of course they wanted to be different and start modifying them. We know how it works. You're a car guy, you buy a car, the first thing you start doing is start looking for parts. Even if you aren't buying an enthusiast car, chances are you're still wanting to tint windows, you're still wanting to change wheels and things like that. You buy the car on a Saturday, by Sunday you're looking at wheels, by Tuesday you've convinced yourself it needs coilovers, and by Thursday you're watching engine swap videos at 1:30 in the morning while eating a bag of shredded cheese like an absolute freak. And somehow you've convinced yourself this is a reasonable use of your time. It's not, but it's our hobby, and that's why the price mattered. The Civic wasn't just affordable, it was attainable. A teenager could buy one, a college kid could buy one, a guy working his first real job could buy one. It gave normal people an entry point in a car culture, and honestly that matters even more today. Because in 2026, a new Civic Type R costs over $50,000. $50,000. But the 90s Civic reminds us of a time when getting into the hobby didn't require a 6-figure income and a 72-month financing plan. You just needed a Honda Civic, some tools, questionable judgment, and a freaking dream. And next up is reason number 3, which is reliability. And I know, reliability isn't exactly the sexiest topic. Nobody hangs a poster of reliability on their bedroom wall. Nobody goes to a Cars and Coffee and says, "Bro, check out how reliable my vehicle is." That would be kind of weird. But reliability is one of the biggest reasons why we're still talking about these cars nearly 30 years later. Think about it. The car I'm driving right now is a 1999 Civic. A 1999! That's 27 years old. If this Civic was a person, I'd be stretching out before getting out of bed and making weird noises every time I stood up. Which honestly, same. But that's exactly why reliability matters. Because the reasons these cars became legends isn't because they were the fastest. It's because they survived long enough to become legends. Honda built a reputation during the 90s that was almost ridiculous. People expected these cars to last forever, and somehow a lot of them basically did. We've all heard the stories. The Civic with 250,000 miles, the Civic with 300,000 miles, the Civic that somehow survived 3 owners, 2 breakups, 1 eBay turbo kit, and a period of ownership where oil changes were considered a government conspiracy, and yet it still starts. Now obviously that's an exaggeration, kind of, but there is some truth to it. The D-Series engine in these cars became known for incredible durability, simple design, easy maintenance, parts everywhere, and that's because these cars were reliable. People trusted them. That's a bigger deal than most people realize, because when you trust a platform, you'll modify it. You'll experiment with it, you'll take risks with it, and you aren't scared of it. And that's exactly what happened. But here's why reliability still matters today. Because reliability is the reason so many of these cars exist. You can't become nostalgic if you disappear. You can't become iconic if you can't find one anymore. The reason enthusiasts are restoring these cars today, the reason examples are becoming harder to find, the reason people are willing to spend real money saving them is because enough of them survived long enough for us to actually appreciate them. Reliability wasn't just a feature, it was the foundation. Without reliability, this car is just another forgotten economy car from the 90s. With reliability, it became a legend. And the next reason is number 4, which is simplicity. And honestly, this might be my favorite one. Because these cars didn't just create enthusiasts. They created mechanics, they created builders, they created problem solvers, they created YouTubers. Like me. Hey, you, watching this right now. If you like this video, and you want to see more Honda Civic content, you probably should hit that like button. And maybe even subscribe because you like me and you want to see more of this kind of stuff. But anyways, back to the point. You pop the hood on this car, and it's like everything just makes sense. You can see the engine. You can reach the engine. You can actually work on the engine. Imagine that. What a freaking concept. Meanwhile, on some modern cars, replacing a headlight bulb requires 3 YouTube tutorials, a chiropractor, and emotional support from a close friend. It's ridiculous. But with a Civic, things are simple. And that's powerful, because simplicity invites participation. This car wants you to learn. It wants you to grab some tools and figure things out. This is the car where people did their first oil change, their first suspension install, their first clutch, their first engine swap, and usually the first major mistake. We've all been there. You start a project at 10 a.m. thinking,
Yeah, this should probably take like 30 minutes.
Next thing you know, it's dark outside, you've made 3 trips to the parts store, 1 bolt has completely disappeared into another dimension, and you're questioning every life decision you've had to this exact moment. That's not failure, that's character development. and Civics provided a lot of character development. The aftermarket support helped too. Need parts? No problem. Need instructions? Good news. Somebody posted a forum thread in the year 2004. Need advice? There's a guy on the internet who somehow has been arguing the same Honda topic for 19 years straight. The information is out there. And that's why this matters in 2026, because a lot of modern cars feel less like machines and more like generic appliances. When they break, you take them somewhere. When a Civic breaks, you learn something. For a lot of people, this wasn't just their first car, it was their first teacher. And honestly, a lot of people working in the automotive industry today probably got their start under the hood of something that looked a lot like this. And last but not least, with reason number 5 of why 90s Civics are still the best Civics today is the chassis. Because at the end of the day, the other stuff doesn't actually matter if the car doesn't have good bones itself. And that's where Honda absolutely nailed it. Most 90s Civics weigh somewhere between 2,200 and 2,500 pounds, which today feels almost impossible. Modern cars have become safer, quieter, more refined, and more comfortable, and somehow they gained all the weight of a full-grown dairy cow in the process. Meanwhile, this thing that I'm driving still feels light, and that's because it is. You don't need a spec sheet to feel it. The second you drive one, you know. The car changes direction quickly, it feels eager, it feels alive, and it feels like it wants to participate. And then Honda went one step further. They gave these cars a double wishbone suspension on an economy car. For absolutely no reason other than apparently somebody at Honda woke up one morning and chose excellence. And enthusiasts have been thanking that person ever since. Because even stock, these cars handled well, weirdly. And once people started modifying them, that's when things got really interesting. Better tires, better suspension, a little more power, and now you've got something that punches way above its weight class. And that's why this point still matters in 2026. Because no matter how much technology advances, you cannot fake lightweight. You can add horsepower, you can add giant touchscreens, you could add 10 different drive modes. You can even pipe in fake engine noise through the speakers, which is still one of the weirdest things we've ever collectively agreed is normal nowadays. But you cannot fake a lightweight chassis. The reason people still love the cars today isn't because they're the fastest Hondas, because they're not. It isn't because they're the rarest, because they're not. It's because they deliver something modern cars are slowly losing: connection. The steering talks to you, the chassis talks to you, the whole car feels alive. And that's when you find a car that makes you smile every single time you drive it. You don't forget it. That's why people still love these cars. They're still building these cars, and that's why nearly 30 years later, we're still talking about them. All right, guys, and that is going to wrap it up for our 5 reasons why the 90s Honda Civic is and will always be the best version of a Honda Civic. And I was thinking about this on the way here, that many years ago when I first got into Hondas, I would have never imagined myself now in the future making a video on this subject, considering that I was surrounded by these cars. Every square mile there was a Honda Civic, and here I am talking about them like they're pretty much extinct or going extinct. And so I guess what that really means is that, you know, try to appreciate what you have, live in the moment, and savor time as it goes by, because who knows what we'll be reminiscing about in the future, right? When everything is an EV, are we going to reminisce of the days of combustion engines and all sorts of stuff like that? The answer is probably yes. So enjoy these cars for what they are. It's not that future Civics are bad or the current Civics are bad. It's just this is the Civic that everybody thinks about when they close their eyes and they say Honda Civic. So as always, if you guys love the video, enjoy the content, love the 5 reasons, please make sure to give me a big thumbs up. Subscribe down below for more Honda Civic content, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. This is ALLDAYANTHONY. Peace.